So hi, my name is Robert, and I'm a volunteer for Free Bikes for Kids with the BTI unit out of Santa Fe, New Mexico. And I'm here today to just share with you this 1985 Velocitech Mountain Machine. This came in day one as a bare frame and fork only, and it's pretty unique. It was definitely worth putting together. We ended up taking a couple bikes apart to get all of the vintage parts, the period correct pieces for this thing. So it's got a 1985 full Suntour XC Grupo on it. Neat things that shares with modern componentry is full sealed bearings everywhere. It's got a hollow tie bottom bracket, full sealed hubs front and rear. It's pretty neat stuff for the time frame, still holds true today. It was pretty easy to bring back into life. We took apart a 1985 Redline Conquest for the main component group, and an old Nash bar cyclocross bike for the brake set, which are vintage 981s from Dia-compe. So it was pretty neat. It was a lot of work to get all the components back in line because a lot of them had seized over time. But the neat thing about this period is with a little bit of love and overhaul skill, you can get these things working basically back to brand new. Neat things about this bike are it's got a 20-inch rear wheel, 24 front. That was designed for racing uphill. That was back in the day when downhill racing wasn't as popular. A lot of the racing at that time frame was seriously masochistic and was uphill, with the downhill being the fun part afterward. So this is designed specifically for that, for climbing a hill, climbing it quickly in theory. What they did was they lengthened the wheelbase. It's got massive 19-inch chain stays, requires 2 chains to actually get that to work correctly. With the theory being to center the weight on the bike so that when you really hit those inclines, you could stay seated and still have a lot of traction at the rear wheel. The 20-inch rear wheel also gives you a nice low gear ratio. So again, you could climb almost a vertical wall with something like this, but you'd be doing it at 1 or 2 miles an hour. But again, 1 or 2 miles an hour, if you can get it up the whole hill, that is what won the race. A lot of those races back in the day were strength, but they were also the mental game of getting that piece of equipment up the hill. Other neat things about this is it's got a Cook's Brother fork. It's off of the BMX line. They did that mainly for strength. It did then require an SR stem put on that, which we had to salvage off of a vintage BMX bike. Some of the componentry was tricky to find. We got really lucky, actually. The seat post was an unusual size for nowadays, 26/8, and that we ended up finding on the Redline with a vintage avocet touring saddle. The grips came off of the same BMX bike that we got the stem off of, and it was actually a real joy to put together. Don't know what more to say about it really, other than, for volunteering for the project, I never expected to see something like this come through the doors. It really made the program worthwhile for me. I've been turning wrenches for 30 plus years, and to be able to work on something this vintage really puts my skill set to the test. So there you have it, the 1985 Velocitech Mountain Climber. It's called the Mountain Machine. There's a couple of them online. If you're interested, check them out for sure. Otherwise, have a great day.